Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to the announcement of the Richell Prize winner for 2020. I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we are filming today, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, and recognise their continuing connection to land, waters and culture. I would like to pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. The Richell Prize was established in memory of our dear friend and colleague, Matt Richell. Matt was incredibly passionate about discovering and nurturing Australian writers, and I think he'd be completely delighted that the prize has had such a positive and meaningful impact on Australian writing and publishing. The quality of this year's shortlist is outstanding. I've laughed out loud, been moved beyond words, and had to take a deep breath and ponder. Regardless of the outcome today, I hope that being shortlisted for the Richell Prize will give each shortlistee the confidence to continue their writing journey, as we would all like to read more. Congratulations to you all. The winning writer will receive a 12-month mentorship with a publisher at Hachette, and perhaps more importantly, $10,000, which can often mean the gift of time to complete their work. The aim of the Richell Prize is to unearth, support and nurture new Australian writing talent, and we're so pleased that so many winning and shortlisted authors have gone on to be published by Hachette.
Hi everyone, I'm Hannah Richell and it's lovely to be here with you tonight, albeit virtually, for the 6th Richell Prize. I'm an author, I was married to Matt, and I've had the good fortune of being a judge on this prize for the last 6 years. When Matt died, he left behind a huge void in the lives of his family and his friends, but there was also the tragedy of his career having been cut short far too soon. Matt was CEO of Hachette Australia and a passionate advocate for Australian writers. He loved nothing more than seeking out and nurturing diverse and exciting Australian voices and helping them to reach their widest possible readership. And that's why a group of us came together to create this prize, which really does speak to those values and traits that Matt himself stood for. I'm really proud of this prize. I think it offers a new writer something pretty unique. Not just financial reward, but also the chance to hone their craft over 12 months with a Hachette publisher. We've already uncovered some wonderful new writers who've gone on to secure agents and publishing deals and sometimes bestseller listings. And I know, looking at our shortlist this year, that there's even more wonderful things to come. I'd like to say a massive thank you to everyone who gets involved in this prize each year. It takes a lot of time and energy to support us, so thank you from me. I also want to say a huge thank you to the writers who submit their work each year. It takes a lot of courage to put your work out there for scrutiny. And so I just want to say, if you didn't make it to the shortlist or even our long list, please don't be too despondent. I can reassure you that our judging panels are full of lively debate and discussion, and in fact no two readers ever have the same response to a piece of work. So please, if you weren't successful this year, don't let it put you off. Keep writing and do submit to us again next year. And to the 5 shortlisted writers, I would like to say on behalf of the judges, congratulations and thank you for giving us such wonderful work to discuss. We loved talking about what we loved about your work, and we can't wait to see where this takes you in the future. So well done and congratulations and best of luck for the future.
My path to publication is less of a path and more like a maze, full of wrong turns and false starts and dead ends. I scribbled in notebooks in classrooms, lectures, meetings. I stopped for 5 years, moved overseas, did a degree, published my first story, 3 pages long, illustrated, with the help of a student teacher on placement. State Highway 1 is on shelves, but there's another book in a drawer which never saw the light of day. These events are not in sequence, not in order, because there really is no order, no straight line, no right way. My path to publication looks more like a maze, and this incredible prize and the money and mentorship that came with it were being like handed directions. It's a long journey, and I still had to walk it myself, still had to put the work in, but suddenly the way, if still occasionally bumpy, was clear. And here I am, and here are you. And soon enough, shortlisters, instead of looking forward at all of those different paths and turns and obstacles, you'll be looking back.
The judges for the 2020 Richell Prize are Vanessa Radnich, Hachette Australia, best-selling author Hannah Richell, John Page, Dymocks, and Galina Marinov, Australian Booksellers Association.
It's always a privilege to be asked to judge a literary prize, and especially so when it is an award focused on nurturing and encouraging emerging Australian writers, something that, as Louise mentioned, Matt Richell was passionate about. On behalf of this year's judges, we'd like to congratulate the 5 shortlisted writers, Ashleen, Benjamin, Kerry, Mark and Scott, for backing themselves and being brave enough to enter their work. Today, we are celebrating your talent. I'm very pleased to read out the judges' comments on the 5 shortlisted works in alphabetical order by title. From a writer of clear talent and intent, Cities of Refuge takes the reader on a journey across Australia as one man attempts to heal and atone for a tragic mistake in his past. Hennessy's powerful opening, the promise of a complex and tortured character to barrack for, and a gritty writing style at times reminiscent of beloved Australian crime great Peter Temple, meant the judges were keen to read on. With characters and settings ranging from grotesque and preposterous to heroic and prosaic, these speculative fiction short stories imbue dark humour and biting satire to rival The Chaser. Sharp, imaginative and laugh out loud, the worlds created in Limbrick's short stories are both surreal and familiar, a political and social commentary delivered in assured, confident prose. With a dark blend of humour and a setting little explored by contemporary fiction, the judges were instantly drawn into the world of a second-year resident doctor navigating life in a training hospital. With just the right dash of black humour and an engaging and direct prose, Jewell is a fantastic new Australian voice. A work that reveals an assured and evocative new Australian literary voice using the disintegration of a marriage to explore powerful themes around communication, race, culture and family. Smith's writing is polished and sophisticated, and the story is one the judges wanted to read much more of. With dark and lyrical prose, The Boy Who Wept Rabbits immediately transports the reader out of their comfort zone and into a story uniquely immersive. Unlike anything the judges have read before, Forbes' story will captivate, intrigue, and have lots of people talking.
Before we announce the winner, I wanted to say a big thank you to our sponsors for their continued support. To Ruby, Alice and the incredible team at the Emerging Writers Festival, thank you for all your help in coordinating the prize, answering queries about the prize, collating entries and reading the many submissions. This is a huge task and we couldn't do it without you. Thanks too to the Stephanies at The Guardian Australia for your continued support. It means the world to us. And finally, thank you to Simpson's solicitors, whose generous support helps us administer the prize. And now, without further ado, the news you've all been waiting for. Our shortlisted writers are The Boy Who Wept Rabbits by Benjamin F. Forbes, Petrichor by Ashleen Smith, Meddies by Kerry, Jewell. Flaring Out by Scott Limbrick. And Cities of Refuge by Mark Hennessy. On behalf of Hannah and the Richell family, Hachette Australia and our sponsors, I'm thrilled to announce that the winner of the 2020 Richell Prize is Ashleen Smith for her work Petrichor.
I'm absolutely delighted and honoured to accept the 2020 Richell Prize. This has been such a shock to me. It's not something I was expecting at all. I want to give my heartfelt thanks to the Richell family and Hachette Australia for giving emerging writers this wonderful opportunity. I'd also like to thank the judging panel and a special thank you to Vanessa Radnich. At the best of times, writing is an introverted pursuit. It means spending considerable periods of time alone, trying to forge a link between your imagination and the page, trying to make your words match what's in your head. As every writer knows, this is often a difficult process, and this has only been exacerbated in 2020. It's been a year of such widespread isolation for everyone. Certainly that's been my own experience of the pandemic. And this has been echoed in the experience of writing, where an already solitary activity has had to proceed with very little engagement with community, often feeling directionless, or even as though you're writing into a void. Against this backdrop, winning the Richell Prize feels to me like a moment of real connection. I'm particularly excited for the mentoring opportunity this presents, and to be able to work to develop my novel into the best version of itself that it can be. It's also been great to connect with the others on the shortlist. Kerry, Mark, Scott, and Benjamin. Congratulations to all of you, and I look forward to meeting you next year. I think that you do fundamentally have to write for yourself, but there's always the concurrent desire for your work to resonate in some way with the people who read it. I think this has to be one of the central motivations behind storytelling. And Petrichor is a tale that's very close to my heart. So thank you for seeing the potential in my novel. Thank you for connecting with it.
Huge congratulations, Ashleen. It's wonderful to see what winning this prize means and what a difference it will make. From everyone at Hachette Australia, thanks for watching. Until next year, aspiring writers, keep going, keep writing, and enter the 2021 Richell Prize. And readers, keep reading. Head to The Guardian Australia now to read an exclusive extract from the winning work, Petrichor. We'd love to hear what you think.